I wish I could start. I don't have a single speaker here. It's, as they say, star-crossed. It just had to be that there was a bit of a, what should I say, not change, yeah. I think the minister who was supposed to come yesterday decided to come today, so I guess we'll wait for a while and then maybe cancel it if I don't have any speakers. Their program had to be stopped. My program cannot start because all my speakers are there. So do we wait for a little while? Srinivas, Dr. Srinivas, would you like to go to an empty hall? Okay. Yeah, we have a sequence, but sort of running out of time. Okay. In the meantime, let me give you a little bit of history about Walk the Talk. Okay. Since we're all waiting here, why do we have Walk the Talk? You know, yesterday when I came, Dr. Chitra greeted me with, "Hello, heroine." Dr. Arvind Maurya said, "Boss." And sometime back when I did the pentathlon, Dr. Kudlu told me that I behave like a headmistress. And someone else, I don't remember exactly who, said that I'm a pocket dynamite. All of 5 feet tall in my stockinged feet, I accept all of this. I'm bold, I'm sassy, most of the time, except when I stand behind that podium, that rostrum. Because when I stand behind that, all you can see is, if you're lucky, if I'm lucky, all you can see is the top of my forehead. And most of the time, you can't even see that. All you hear is a decapitated voice coming from somewhere behind. And that's the only time I regret my height. So that's when I thought, let's get rid of this rostrum. No rostrum, you have an entire stage to walk, to talk, to sashay, to dance, to prance. No, prepared presentations that you will read out, that you have presented in 101 other conferences. You will talk ex-tempo and straight from the heart. And yes, you will be at the mercy of the audience, who after you have spoken can actually grill you. So that's where the idea of Walk the Talk came from, my own, my own handicap of being 5 feet tall. So that's the concept of Walk the Talk. It's a TED Talk. And I wish we could start, but unfortunately, the problem is to make, since it was making its debut, Walk the Talk was making its debut at an All India platform for the first time, I decided to get some of the best and some of the most, talented and definitely some of the most powerful speakers. What I did not remember is all of that comes with a prize. So most of my speakers are now on the stage with the minister, and they can't come off the stage till that function is over. So please bear with me.
Yeah, just max 5 minutes. We are coming, all of them.
I hope for the sake of Dr. Chitra, it will be good. This must be one of the very, very rare sessions, where the speaker actually goes out looking for an audience. Dr. Chitra is going out and bringing an audience. I would have thought the speakers themselves were the incentive. And for those of you who watched Pentathlon, I would have thought I myself was an incentive. My ego is grossly hurt today. It's really taken a beating. I mean, look, where do you get something like this? Dr. Srinivas, he's going to bear all. Let me tell you, before I put up the picture of Dr. Srinivas, all the other pictures when I created, I sent them to the speakers and asked their approval, of course. When it came to Dr. Srinivas's turn, I sent it to his wife. No, it's a different topic. It's a totally different topic, yeah. The title is almost the same. Speakers are all on stage out there. This is the price. No, but they haven't come. What I saw is that he hasn't got the stage. Dr. Partho Vishwash, Dr. Namrata Sharma, Dr. Mohan Rajan. Can you?
No, they have gone, escorted the health minister out.
Okay, so they're going to come back. So Dr. Mohan Kule, can you do something? Can you waylay them and drag them in?
No, they have gone with the health minister. I don't know.
I hope it's only up till seeing him out.
Chitra bought me at the gunpoint, said, go and sit down inside. I said, okay.
She's worked so hard for this. I think we can start. So Dr. Srinivas, now the rest of my speakers have gone to escort the minister. I hope they're just escorting him up till his car and not any point beyond that. They're not going home with him. So, pardon? Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to start because otherwise we're really going to get delayed. I'm sure they will keep special. We'll ask them to keep food for you. We'll ask the organizers to keep food for you. And one day of fasting is actually good, sir. See, it'll help use your health also. So please come. See, this is basically a session where we have some of the best speakers, 5 of them, Dr. Partho Vishwash, Dr. Namrata Sharma, Dr. Chitra Ramamurthy, Dr. Mohan Rajan, and Dr. Srinivas Joshi. They have all been given a topic to talk on, and they are going to talk on it ex-tempo. It's like a TED Talk format. There's going to be no laptop, no glancing at the laptop. If any one of them has slides, they can use the changer here. And they are going to speak straight from the heart. The topics are not purely scientific, but yes, they do pertain to ophthalmology. And at the end of it, we have a little bit of time, though I don't know now whether we are running late, so whether we'll have the time, but you're supposed to have an interactive session where you can actually grill them, question them, because this is something that they will be speaking straight from the heart. Okay, so the tug of war is going on, whether we start with Dr. Chitra or Dr. Srinivas. Anyone has a coin? Can we toss?
Yeah, I got the point.
Yes. So, Srinivas, heads or tail? Dr. Chitra has left now. I think, Dr. Chitra, this is all we'll have. So can we get started? You know what? Dr. Partho Vishwash was supposed to be my first speaker. Bodhi, will you speak on his behalf? Okay. But I'm so glad you're here. You can grill him at least. So, okay. So first speaker today, we have Dr. Srinivas Joshi. And as I said, he is going to bear all for you. So when I decided to give him this topic, and most importantly, when I decided to make that caricature of him, I sent it to his wife for permission. And when Dipti gave permission, I didn't need to send it to him. The wife has given permission, done. He has got the green signal to bear all before you. Do not ask such pertinent questions. As you can see, he's blushing already. So, okay. Before we start, just to again tell you what Walk the Talk is about, this is basically a TED Talk format. There is no laptop, there is no slide. If you're allowed slides, you have around just about 5 to 6 slides. No writing on the slides. You are going to talk ex-tempo and you're going to talk from the heart. So Dr. Srinivas talks on, can you put off the, this thing now? Put off the video now. You don't need a distraction. So Dr. Srinivas, do you have slides? Okay. So this is a Walk the Talk is a TED Talk format. As I said, Dr. Srinivas, the stage is entirely yours. You can talk, you can dance, you can prance, you can walk. Everything is allowed. He has 7 minutes in which he is going to tell you why, no, 7 minutes, why it is so important to discuss our complications. As we all know, those of us who attend conferences, you know, we just see all those surgeries that are brilliant. And especially when we were juniors, I didn't even know something called editing existed. And I used to think all the senior surgeons are absolutely brilliant till I started going to presenting papers at conferences and realized editing is such an important tool. But it is also important to show our complications. So we have Dr. Srinivas who dares to bear all the time. The stage is yours, Dr. Srinivas.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
do remember
Dr.
to
Doel
walk.
Biswas. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So this is
I can hear you.
Can't hear me? Can we increase? Yeah, now you're able to hear me? Okay. So warm welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. So today, the topic given to me is dare to bear. So when I looked into the Google, the literal meaning of bear is uncovered or unclothed. So that is somewhat, I think, what should I uncloth now, because I have come with the full clothes now. So let me take you through the little bit of storytelling. The topic is why you need to present complications at the conference. So let's go into the small story of it. Can we play this video? So this was the wife of a lawyer. You saw that video? So after a simple retinal detachment surgery, my God, she had a subfoveal perfluorocarbon remained. So I was really pissed off. And after 8 days, I thought I'll remove that perfluorocarbon. My God, she developed a MAC hole. Not just that, she developed a MAC hole with retinal detachment as well. Then after 3 weeks, I went ahead, did the surgery. Now you can see I'm bringing those ILM flaps and trying to close the macular hole. Everything was going good. That's called as the IM transplantation. And to add that, oh my God, what happened? The flaps came up to the forceps. Now it will never go back. I lost the flaps. And to add to that, I had a suprachoroidal detachment as well. And you can see here, I'm draining the suprachoroidal fluid there. And then, fortunately, choroidal settled. Now I'm using, only thing left to me was a neurosensory graft technique. So here I'm using a piece of the retina and trying to plug it over the macular hole. It's also called as autologous retinal transplant, ART. Now you see here I'm just sliding that piece of the retina over the macular hole, and IOCT confirmed that the graft is placed. Pre-op, Post-op, 1 month, great relief. Patient removed silicone oil. Patient improved to around 624. So why I am telling this? Now let me go into the audience. I am sure that all are operating surgeons and there is nothing that any of you all did not have a complication. But please let me know, can you please raise your hands and tell me how many of you all do not want to show your complications in the conferences? Can we have the raise of hands? So that means everybody are ready. You want to show it, right? You want to show the complications in that. So why do we need to do that? So there are various things. Could I have done better in this case? Is there anything else which went wrong? I think these are all the things which... So let me tell you a simple story. So you know how ants communicate? Ants communicate with each other with their body language, not just by the body language. It is by connecting with each other. They form a group and they try to connect with each other. Now if Dr. Mohan Rajan was there, he would have asked me, Srinivas, I failed to understand which body part was connected to each other. But we don't know which body part is connected, but it is connected. And that's how they share the info. That is how it's called as human-to-human interaction. I think that is the formation of the TED Talk, which Chris Anderson brought it around, is the TED Talk format, where that is one of the best way of communication is looking at the eyes of the audience and speaking so that we develop something called as trigger neuron activity. I had not heard about this. After giving me the talk, I looked into all these things. That adopts the audience into that. That's how it's called as the human to human, and that's the wonder of the world. And we should thank Dr. Doel Biswas for bringing this concept into AIOS, and I think she needs a round of claps. So conferences are not just stages of success stories, they are the platform for the growth. Now let me tell another quick story. I had one operated a SFIOL. Everything went well, and unfortunately after a month he developed retinal detachment, put a silicone oil, everything went well. He came back after 6 months, glaucomatous optic atrophy, pressures raised. Then I couldn't save that, although I could maintain the pressure, but the lost is lost. He had PL positive vision in that eye. What's the important thing here is, he came for the second eye surgery to me. So what does that mean? The trust, the communication. What you have is very, very important. Not just even the patient out of your hands might have PL negative, but we don't intend to do that. And unfortunately, things happen beyond our hands. And that is where the communication, the trust, or it is called as the social contract. Like when you marry your wife, you have something called as a lifelong contract. It's something which the doctor and the patient develop that is called as the social contract. That is between the doctor and the patient, and that is very important to make the concentration, to make that judgment, to make the trust believe. And that is very, very important. That's how, even if you cause a complication, I think patients will come back to you. The most important thing is we have to develop that trust, have an increased communication, and please make sure that the patient is faced importance whenever he comes to your hospital. Now let me tell you into the quick. I'll not go into too much of this. Don't go into it. What is the demystify the inevitable? I'm sure that all of you all know that challenges or complications is bound to happen, right? So we have to face these challenges. We cannot get away from this. If you're an operating surgeon, if you're a bloody war, if you're in the war and the soldier says, no, I don't want to face bullets, how is that going to happen? You need to face the bullets. You need to face the complication. But how we come out of that complication is very, very important. Thomas Alva Edison said, I'm sure you all might be knowing, he invented the bulb. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I knew 10,000 times which won't work, 10,000 things which won't work. So that is very, very important. We need to know success are the stepping stones to, failures are the stepping stone to success. That is very, very important. Build collective intelligence. So by doing this, what we see here, by showing the complications, one complication shown, thousands are prevented. Because when I show this, now another vitreoretinal surgeon will see that what this surgeon has faced, I don't want to do that. That comes to his mind when he is operating. Oh, this had come, I didn't want to do that. So build collective intelligence, discuss with your peers, discuss with the panelists who are there, how we could have done better and how we could avoid these complications. Learning from the mistakes, I already told about Thomas Alva Edison. And just not that.
I have to stop you, Dr. Srinivas. I mean, you're getting
just
carried away with the flow.
One 30 seconds more. There is something, the speakers are yet to come, madam.
I
We are
don't
just
think
going to finish it.
we will be able
Training
to hear
the
them
future,
today.
the most important thing is the second victim phenomenon. You know what is second victim phenomenon? The first victim, whenever the complication happens, is the patient. But second victim is the doctor. We have seen a lot of articles that the doctors face anxiety, distress, fear, depression, and sometimes even committing suicides. I think these are the things which should make us strong, and we should come over it and build. And lastly, I would like to end by telling, shift the culture from shame to shine, from silence to solutions. I think this is where we need to come out and show your complications in the conferences so that others won't commit that mistakes and thousands of them learn from these mistakes. And as I said earlier, failures are always the stepping stones to success. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Well, on that note, I would like to tell the audience something. Dr. Srinivas has a very speciality, you know, when he talks, never mind what the topic is, he will inevitably bring his marriage and his wife into it, like he said today, social contract, the marriage. You can ask him to talk about how Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon for the first time, and he will start with when his wife was in class 5 and it was being taught to them. So a round of applause for such a dedicated husband. However, I don't see Dr. Dipti here. Anyway, pardon? He cannot talk in front of an audience, but yes, of course, I'm sure he can talk about it.
With
He'll
Santan Gopal sir, I'll
he'll
talk.
find a thing. What
But-
I
so
really
Deepti
wanted
need
to,
not be-
but
Deepti
tell me
need not be-
something.
Deepti
You
is in
didn't
my
realize
heart.
that Dipti was not here.
She's in my heart.
Okay. Maybe she has a spy, you never know. But Dr. Srinivas, wait, I have
Okay.
something for you.
Sure.
I'm a little disappointed with the complication thing that you started off. I was hoping you would actually proceed with the complication where in the end it got so bad that you would have to eviscerate the eye. How many among the audience would have the courage to show that? You did a surgery went so bad that, you know, you landed up in endophthalmitis, could not be salvaged, and you had to, you know, ultimately eviscerate the eye, you lost the eye. Let's be honest, put your hand on your heart, only one. Rudro, really? You've shown that ever at a conference? You haven't. Who has shown that at a conference where you absolutely lost the eye?
Can I answer this, madam?
Besides you? You have Anaga? That is excellent.
Showed a complication of a patient of flax, where we had done the flax, and after the flax, the patient developed an MI, acute left ventricular failure, and we couldn't do the phacoemulsification for 2.5 months. 2.5 months later, we did, but we lost the eye. I had presented it.
Dr. Bhawankule, you know what's great about retina surgeons? The patient comes to them with hand movement, okay? And then they treat them, and if the patient has that much of vision where he can distinguish between his wife and his girlfriend when they are like one hand away, the patient is satisfied. So a retina surgeon never ever has a lost case. Am I right or not?
Mike, please.
They fight for a lost cause.
Because you make a PLPR into a hand movement, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
It's a relative.
Yes.
Achievement is a relative term.
Anyone has anything to say about Dr. Srinivas and whatever he has said? Do all of you agree with it?
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
very impressive.
Just
But
10
for
seconds.
being
You
a
told me
devoted
you owe me
husband.
10 seconds.
Okay, I owe you 10 seconds. Really?
There was a case which madam said evisceration was operated in some other center. The patient came to the vision center. You know what? The patient was referred to our hospital. She came and then she said, I want to show it to this doctor only. Then I was like, why is she delaying? Because I was in OR. I came down. You know what she gifted me? She was opening her piece of paper. I said, why is she opening a piece of paper? When
That
I
surgery
opened
was
that-
done by you?
No, elsewhere. When I opened it up, it was the intraocular lens. The cornea had melted and she is gifting me the intraocular lens.
But
She's still smiling and she wants to get treated, and she said, I'm sure that something good you will do to my other eye. I think that is the trust we need to build with our patients.
Dr. Srinivas, I'll just come in here while Dr. Chitra is getting ready. The last comment is that whenever these complications occur, where the cornea melts, the eye well comes out, the eye is lost, it's never our case. It's always someone else's case that has come to us, that is referred to us. with all due respect. Now our next speaker is Dr. Chitra Ramamurthy, and you know what is great about this lady? You know, it's an old adage which says behind every successful man you have a woman. Then that changed to beside every successful man you have a woman. And now, when it comes to her, she is not just beside every successful man, I would say she is ahead of most successful men, walking step in step with the other half of the power couple that she is. And literally she's a power couple because I think she represents that half of the couple as strong, as bold, and has achieved as much as her husband. But what really draws the eye to Dr. Chitra is that despite all of it, she's almost like a girl, you know, the way she's always dressed to the T. She always, you know, despite all of it, she balances it all so well. Her charm, her childlike behavior, her laughter. You yourself saw the way she kept running up and down to get an audience as if that was her job to do. So we have Dr. Chitra who will tell us how she balances this, you know, the profession as well as the other part of it. Her topic is
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
Actually, before I start my talk, don't time me now. I thought this hall will be full of young women audience too, to whom this small 7 minutes I would convey something which will energize them to do some of the things which I did in my life a little faster so that I feel so happy about it. But this is don't think I'm just, what I should talk about work-life balance. So I'm going to just talk about myself in a simple way. Just stay on, watch the end. That end which two people have talked about me is the final end result which every woman would want in her life. So just hear on. Now, 1 minute, sorry. So this is a clutter, absolute clutter of images which I shared with you now because sorry, just 1 minute. Very sorry. So this is a clutter of images which I'm sharing because I was at a loss as to what to talk in work-life balance, and my husband told me, are you going to talk about work-life balance? But then what I felt like needed to convey is what is work-life balance is something changes from decade to decade. What we think of it at when you're 20 and what you think of it at 30 and what you think of it at 50 or moving on is something so very different. And as long as you keep your calmness, your inner happiness, good health, so whatever you are doing is work-life balance. And the only person you are destined to become is the person which you decide you are going to be, and there's absolutely no second thoughts. These are my gentle parents. I don't know whether it was a genetic predisposition in me. I do not know it was the environment, or was it that intense ambitions which my parents had in me, that spark of drive, that spark, you know what started the spark in my life? I was in my 3rd standard. I was a 7-year-old when my father directed me to do the Merchant of Venice, it's a Shakespeare play, to do the court scene. I was 7-year-old, I was the Shylock, and my brother, who was a 6-year-old, was Portia in it. And in that, the Shylock is a mean guy. He wants his pound of flesh from Bassanio in return for not paying his loans. And that half an hour, 1-act play which we did, at a 500+ audience we had, the cheer which came, encore, we had to do that whole Shakespeare court scene all over again. And that was the first time that spark came in me, that you can grip an audience, you can keep them bound with what you are saying. And then there was no turning back. There was no turning back. It was all the ambitions which my parents wanted in me. 15 years of Bharatnatyam, Carnatic music. I was the best athlete in school and college. My house was full of cups. My husband, when he saw me first, was amazed that I had so many cups. I was the best one-act play actress in my school and college, and the best debater, and I went for many interstate events, and you know, there was no turning back. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take that learning away from you. And that's what I learned. And then marriage, parenthood, priorities, things changed. I got married to my husband when I was in my entering final year. And he felt that he was getting married to a girl from Bihar, which he earlier thought was a dark, deep hole. And when I met him, he was boundless in ambition. On a Sunday, I wouldn't know how to keep him rested. He was always wanting to do something. I used to make great lunches, breakfast, dinners to keep him happy. And I had a small baby, and I wanted this small, lovely Shreyash. I wanted to spend time with him, but I had to keep my husband entertained too, because I wanted to be a good mother, a good wife. And then I asked myself, how do I set my priorities now that I'm a mom? I felt that the time that I'm not spending with my children has to be really worth it. Is it worth it, that 1 second which I'm spending away from my child? But at the same time, can you beat it? I was such an ambitious girl who always wanted to win and have friends and win cups and trophies and everything. But parenthood changed. I just wanted to be with my children, and that was my mother, like a goddess. She stayed with me, helped me, because my husband had to start his practice and I had to work with him from morning till night. And somewhere along the line, I didn't even want a second kid. After 7 years, Srishti was born. But then I did my best. I took care of the families, his extended families, did great lunches, dinners, everything. Did work with him, hand in hand with him. And then we grew. We grew slowly from 1 hospital to 2 to more. And then I realized that I can't realize my ambitions alone in my hospital. Every single soul there has joined me, thinking that I would make them realize their dreams, their ambitions, their happiness. So I had a large family, not just 4 of us, but a large family I had to encompass with love and affection and challenge them to move on. Building a legacy was a challenge. It's a place between your comfort zone and your dream, and that is where life actually begins. And then my husband intelligently felt that if he has to grow, he has to let his wife grow with him. And then I traveled the last 20, 25 years to all places, give talks, made so many friends. When I walk in the corridor, I can talk to anybody. Actually, it's a joke in my house that I can spend hours talking to my watchman, to my maid, or anybody, because I just enjoy making everybody happy around me. And then in the process, these awards, these accolades, all these things happen. But I don't know how I created time for that. And amidst it all, when it's about work-life balance, the I Foundation, my hospital, the AIOS, the Tamil Nadu, the business of hospital, the friends, they had to entertain. My husband wanted to have friends home for dinner. Surprise, I would get to know it 2 hours before the event, entertainment. And in that, this beautiful, amazing son of mine grew and evolved with the same emotions, the same affections, and the same attention to detail that he has to keep this growing family together. There was one night at 9 o'clock when his car was going out and mine was going out, and I asked Shrey, can I come home with you? He said no. And I couldn't believe a son who has never raised his voice against me, how is he saying that? And later I understand that it was because he had to talk to all the doctors in the other centers. Then it becomes a moment of reflections and gratitude. Gratitude means making sense of the past that you have lived, which brings peace for today and creates a vision, a beautiful vision for tomorrow.
Ma'am,
You
we'll
know
have
what
to
my
wrap.
husband had to say?
It's a little difficult to condense it down.
Increase the volume.
Couple of minutes. Especially if it is Chitra, who is a perfectionist and passionate about everything she does. She came into my life as a 22-year-old medico and has been an integral part of every bit of my personal and professional life since then. Be it a single-minded dedication to the children, devotion to the family, managing the house flawlessly, giving her best in the clinic, adapting and excelling in neurosurgeries, conducting weddings or professional conferences, it all comes to her naturally. Suffice it to say that if I had to live my life all over again, I would have wished for no one else as a life partner.
Right from the early days
my
when
son.
I was a small kid and she was pursuing her postgraduate studies. Subsequently, while maintaining a home, maintaining our children, but at the same time having an extremely active professional career. And she worked with such panache and was greatly instrumental in making it a success.
Amma approaches every aspect of her life with utmost
My
passion.
daughter.
And the energy she brings to the people around her is something else. She has this knack of putting a positive spin on absolutely anything and
Stop
truly
you
brings
now.
out the best in everyone.
Going grossly over time,
She's
we've
an
started late.
It's finished. Keep that volume, no?
All young women out there.
It's finishing.
And it's wonderful to
One
see
last
her being recognized for her many achievements.
And then you know what I want a woman to be? I want her woman to choose her own life and live on her own terms. Have the right to be, have the vision to see, to be, I think I should go there. To have unlimited desires, but keep standing on her feet on the earth, to learn to love herself, her reflections, her existence, treat herself with chocolates and ice creams, give herself flowers, learn to discover her own talents and more confidently win everyone's heart at times, just let loose, but still be shy, still be sophisticated, to do the craziest thing like kiss herself goodnight in the mirror, go for window shopping, satisfy her interests, be on par with the latest fashion.
Ma'am, I think I'm going to stop you now. I really have to stop you. Everyone can read what is there, ma'am.
Sufficiently
Otherwise,
ambitious.
we won't be able to.
Last sentence, but let her husband lead her to and always feel great for being a woman. So this is what I wanted to tell all the young women of work-life balance, that win your family finally, then you have won it all. Thank you.
I've allowed you that, ma'am, but I just have one thing, ma'am. If it's a TED talk, only 5 slides are allowed. No writing was allowed. And the topic was work-life balance, but it's okay, we've heard about her journey. But I want to come back to work-life balance. How many of you take the weekend off? How many of you take a Saturday and Sunday off? One day off. How many of you take at least 3 holidays a year? How many men attend the PTM? Have ever attended the PTM? Okay. You can stand up on the chair if you wish to. That's such an achievement. How many of you even remember the age of your... how many of you remember birthdays and anniversaries of your wife? Have never forgotten it? Have never had to sleep on the couch at night because you forgot to bring a gift? देखिए बेकार की सवाल करके I'm not going to waste time. As it is, we are running out of time. Women always remember. Women always remember. ठीक है? We remember birthdays and we remember birthdays. We remember anniversary. और कितने anniversary? We remember the first time we exchanged glances. We remember the first times they proposed. We remember the first fight we had. And we see Dr. Paunkule is, he's having that look, you know, जो उसके सामने everything is going. All the times his wife shouted at him because he forgot. See, we remember everything. It's you men. है ना? आपकी
नहीं,
listen.
हाँ.
This.
नहीं.
Okay.
Work-life balance is to keep the men thinking all the time that you're taking care of only him, but also along the way take care of the family. That's what I meant in my talk.
You want to say something? Please come. Come. Piyush, you've just married.
There's
Learn
a
one
mic
thing.
there.
Your wife is your life.
There's a mic there.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Pragya Sharma from Punjab. Hello ma'am. Very nice presentation ma'am. First of all, I'll go with a compliment. I never knew you are from Bihar, and trust me, it's a compliment because I'm from Bihar.
Oh, nice.
And second thing, what I learned in Women Ophthalmological Society first meeting in Bombay was there is work, there is life, and there is no balance. So I think we are just trying to balance, but there is no balance. It's an equilibrium for both men and women, I feel.
Pardon? Okay, we're running out of time. Okay. So my next speaker, okay, all of you, you've heard of the cataract season. I'm sure you all go through it, the cataract season. When all the patients want to do cataract, it's like winter. Okay, and then there comes the non-cataract season when we're dwindling our thumb. It's the summertime, right? In Kolkata, we have season which is called the Parthobishwash season and the non-Parthobishwash season. Why? Because if Dr. Parthobishwash is in town, irrespective of summer, winter, autumn, the rest of us are all sitting and dwindling our thumb. And when Dr. Parthobishwash leaves for some AIOC work, we get patients. So I have a request to the AIOC. Can you please extend his term as a president for next 5 years so that the rest of us can earn some money? And on that note, I take Parthoda, the stage is all yours. So he's going to talk about selling ice cream to the Eskimo, which essentially means counseling the patients and converting them into surgeries. Parthoda, the stage is yours. See, I cleared it up for you.
Am I audible? Yes. Yeah. I have to tell, yes. And I'm going to digress from what you want me to speak because I will never speak what you want me to speak. I'll speak my own, I'll speak my mind, and I'll speak my heart. Right, Chitra? We come from that same place called Bihar, and we speak the truth honestly and in person.
Parthoda, is there any other way of speaking the truth but honestly? I'm just asking.
Well, just to re-emphasize, Duel, yes. The first and the most important thing, Dr. Chitra, you know, when I just entered the room, I stood back. I had come prepared to tell you so many things. But you know, my mind went back to the year of 1984. And Chitra, can you imagine 2 plats running all the time, reading, and that same Chitra, and we envied her. She was getting married to a guy from RPC. My God. But let me also tell you, she had her feet grounded, and she was that same Chitra, what she is today even, when she goes in for this particular walk the talk session. She's come all prepared, and that's what Chitra is. All prepared every time. But let me tell you, Chitra, I think, you know, I will digress and I will say Chitra as my Eskimo. First, where are we? Chitra as my Eskimo. So if Chitra was my Eskimo and Doyle wanted me to sell 1,000 kg ice cream to Chitra, what do I do? So I come and say that this Mohan Rajan has opened centers all over the place. He's even come to Calcutta, and he started a LASIK center and a Smile center right opposite Tri Netralaya. And I'm nearly going broke, out of business. Chitra, I am giving up refractive surgery. Chitra, I have to, you know, sell ice cream now. And that ice cream is not too much. It's just about 1,000 kg ice cream, Chitra. Can you please take it home? I know you have a very supportive husband. You know, you spoke about them, Shreyash, Shrishti, and all of them. I'm sure they will allow 1,000 kg ice cream. And it will cost just about, you know, 1 CR. Not much. So will you buy it, please? No! Wow. So she says no. And she says no to a childhood friend of hers. And please remember, when you're going into election polls, she said no. She said no to me, right? And is that another facet that you have, Dr. Chitra? No, I will understand that. So now I'm going to sell my ice cream to you for sure. Why? So Chitra, you give me that bag of yours, please. Wonderful. Now that bag doesn't contain 1 CR at all, but it contains 1,000 small cards that she's distributing to one and everybody. So I take that burden of Dr. Chitra on me. I am going to put those 1,000 cards in the most uplifted pockets like Dr. Sangwan's, Dr. Bansal's, Dr. Prashant Bavankule, and I'm going to ask you, take that 1,000 kg of ice cream. Done. So I've sold my ice cream to the Eskimo. The next Eskimo is not so difficult. And the next Eskimo is, where are we? Not so difficult at all. He said, dare to bear. Dare to bear. Srinivas, I don't know what you wanted to tell everyone, dare to bear. Okay, you told, but I didn't hear what you told. So when I saw that, 7 app with that little chota sa wo, so I said, ki dare to bear ka kya hai? No, Srinivas, why are you laughing? No, don't laugh. See, please, it's not a joke at all. Prashant Bavankule, take that smile off your face. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what's there dare to bear? What's there in it? Think of the day we were all born. Think of that time when our mothers held us in her arms. And God wanted us to be daring and bearing. So you can take off that little triangle and bear. It's all right. It's we humans who think otherwise. We think of all naughty things and dirty things. But God created us to be this. So will you bear? Why? My ice cream is sold to my Eskimo. This is the tough one. Something's happened there. Something's happened there. Namrata, you are my Eskimo. You are my Eskimo. I know Subhash sir so well, just like I know Ramurthy sir so well. Will you buy 1,000 kg of ice cream? I'm out of business. All the Mohan Rajans and the Maipal Sachdevs, everywhere, sharp sights, everybody is coming to Kolkata. I'm out of business. And there my poor wife is sitting all alone and just imagining that, yes, I'll be able to sell 4,000 kgs of ice cream for 1 CR each. So will you buy 1,000 kg of... She does not have the money to buy it. She has to ask Subhash sir. I will get her to change that. Dr. Namrata. Now I go on to a particular conversation that I had this morning. Dr. Namrata, you'll have to hear me. Keep your presentation aside for some time. So this morning, I received a call from Gary. And who is Gary? Now, Gary is from Massachusetts University. Gary has won the Nobel Prize 2024 for the mRNA, the micro mRNA. And Gary said, Dr. Biswas, is that you on the line? And I said, yes, sir. This is Gary. I said, who, sir? I'm speaking from Massachusetts University, and I want a favor from you. Would you know Professor Namrata Sharma? I said, yes, sir, I do know her. So, the next part of our project of micro mRNA is going to be on limbal stem cell grafts and SLET and CLET. Now, I know the pioneers...
Parthoda will have to wrap up, please.
One more minute.
I'm being
One more minute.
charged with bias
One more
towards
minute.
my
One more
statement.
minute. One more minute. One more minute.
Half a minute.
And, okay, half a minute. And he said that there are two people who I want to be connected with, Professor Sangwan and Professor Namrata Sharma. They are doing a lot of work on SLET. And I feel that the mRNA is going to be a very important product in the pipeline if they can have this study done here in India, in New Delhi, because I believe both Sangwan and Namrata Sharma are in New Delhi. I said, so why are you asking me? And he said, you are the president of AIOS. So if you give a sanction, the academy and the AIOS will go into partnership, and Professor Namrata Sharma can be the PI as well. Professor Namrata, can you take 1,000 kg of ice cream from me? अरे बोलो यार कुछ तो दिल से बोलो बोलो हाँ 1000 क्या 5000 kg भी ले लेंगे so
Parthoda will wrap up now.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you everyone. Thank you
yeah.
for this wonderful opportunity, Dr. Doyle.
But before you go, Parthoda, I have to say something. You know, you reminded me of Trump today. So much. You see, the first time that Trump came into office, he stayed on track. You know, he behaved like a president. He was so friendly with India, he stayed on track. Second time he's come, he's completely off track because he knows there's no chance that he'll come back again. Same with Parthoda. The first time he did walk the talk, if any of you have seen it, it's out there. You'll see he's literally spoken on how to counsel a patient, how to sell ice cream to a patient. That is what he was supposed to talk about. Second time he came for walk the talk, and he knows that in March he will anyway not be president. Like Trump, it's his last term, so talk anything. And I am actually confused, Parthoda, what you actually sold, because believe me, you've sold nothing to me. I don't know any of the audience. Did you buy anything of what he said? No. Pardon? He sold you naked, that's okay. But I don't know if the audience bought you. Any of the audience bought Srinivas naked? No. So, we really don't know. But I'm coming to the audience. Any one of you who can share, at least that's coming back. And my two other speakers, I will not even dare to say what you're going to speak on, because three of my speakers literally digressed from what they had to talk about. So I'm not going to introduce what you're going to say. But coming back to counseling, let's go with Anagha. Anagha, when you're counseling a patient, tell me something. How much does honesty count? How much are you honest? And let's be honest about that. Do you tell the patient everything? Do you ever tell the patient that because of the surgery, he might even go blind?
So, ma'am, let's see two scenarios. Okay, let's see a cataract patient or a refractive patient. For example, a refractive patient, if he says, madam, will my number ever come back? So then I tell him, yes, there could be a 5% chance that you might get some number in the next few years. And definitely at 40, you will need near glasses.
Okay, and what about
that is
the
number
cataract
one.
case?
Sorry?
Cataract case?
Yes, for a cataract case, I first talk to the patient regarding what his kind of work life is, whether he desires spectacle independence, and if he chooses a multifocal, for example, which is the most premium lens.
You're not coming to the point. Do you ever tell any of your patients that he might go blind when you're counseling him? I'm come to the point. We all do all of that, Anagha.
I tell him that yes, there could be complication, especially if it's a high-risk case. I tell him that there is a possibility of loss of vision. For example, if it's a mature cataract, and we cannot see, then definitely I say that because we cannot see the retina and the optic
Do you tell the
nerve,
patient that they can be endophthalmitis and you might have to do an evisceration, and then the 6/18 that he had might become a PL positive or a PL negative?
we tell him...
Yes, no.
I don't mention the name endophthalmitis.
Okay, fine. Amit, I'm going to ask you another question. Counseling, how important is it to dress well, to be charming, to be young, to be friendly? Especially if your patient is a female. Yes, you, Amit. Kavita is not here, so speak your heart.
She's sitting
there. Oh, she's here. Okay. Kavita, Put your hands on your ears.
So dressing smart doesn't make a difference. I
Really?
usually wear a jeans and a t-shirt for my work.
So
And
who said that's not smart?
Yeah, so jeans and a t-shirt, and I am a glaucoma surgeon. So most of the patients who come to me, they have a tubular vision, so they can only see my face.
And you keep that shiny, right?
Yeah. So coming to the question whether you can go blind, yeah, I do tell my patients if they have a 0.9 advanced cupping, and chances of Snuffer phenomenon is always there when I do a glaucoma surgery. But I do tell them that there are chances that out of 1,000, 3-4 people might go blind. You might be a victim of that. But then there's no choice. You have come at a very advanced stage, and I explained them honestly. And trust me, till now I had only one
I
patient
think
of
on the
Snuffer.
whole, Amit, there's a very fine line between being honest with the patient and, getting your patient, because I don't think all of us are totally honest, because if we were totally honest, I doubt any of us
You
would get
asked
any
me why-
patients.
you asked me
so
my
there is a
views.
fine line there.
You asked me
But
my
yes,
views.
I'll go to the next speaker now. And I don't need to introduce the next speaker. However, I'm going to tell you what, and I'm again making the mistake of saying what she is going to say, but I'll tell you what I have asked her to say. You see, this is a lady, when you look at her, you see she's a strong woman, she's an achiever, she is bold, ambitious. You see you see her absolutely held together, calm, smile always in place, diplomatic. But have you ever stopped to think how many times she must have bit on her tongue, that scream of frustration, in order to have that smile in place? How many times she must have fallen and picked herself up again to stand tall today? And that invisible crown that you see on her head glistening, how many times that felt like a crown of thorns? So basically, this is one among equal, is what we have said, but let me tell you, she's not an equal. She's far ahead than most, and she's going to tell us her journey about how she broke the glass ceiling.
So I think this is going to be the most difficult presentation. I've given so many. And I asked Dole, and she said, you have to tell what people don't know about you.
Absolutely.
So I was born at home in a small town, Aligarh, and it was a home delivery, and I was 7.5 months premature. That is what my parents tell me, and I still survived. So I think my survival instinct comes from there. This is not moving forward. So we are 3 sisters. I think most of you know all 3 of us. And my mother was very keen that we become doctors, all 3 of us, and we had no choice. So even as a small child, when they would ask, what do you want to become? It was doctor for me, and then both my sisters, they followed. I did not want to become an ophthalmologist. My younger sister Mohita wanted to become, but when I joined, when I gave my exam, ophthalmology was the choice that I got in AIMS, and so I didn't want to leave it. So that is how I joined. And I think the writing part comes from there, and she's from a background, but she was very keen that we move science background. So I think I give the entire credit to whatever I am today to both my parents, and of course, like all fathers and like all mothers, my mother worked extremely hard to see, all 3 of us through. So I think I did my MBBS from Lady Hardinge Medical College, and after that I did my post-graduation from RP Center, and then I continued to stay in RP Center. I was very clear that I wanted to become a faculty here. My father was working in pharmacology department in AIMS, and I would always look at that building and wonder when I would work there. I did my post-graduation there, and then did my senior residency, which I got in 2nd attempt, because 1st attempt I couldn't get it, and I had to join another hospital, but then that strengthened my resolve that I have to come back to RP Center. So I gave the exam again, and subsequently managed to be there. After coming into RP Center, completed my senior residency, and then there were no jobs, because for 9 years there was some court case on reservation, and I had to join pool officer, which I did under Professor V.K. Dada, who was kind enough to give me a research job, and it was totally research job, because I did not operate for 3 years. And then after 3 years, there were no jobs again, and I said, I want to remain here. So Dr. Dada said, you continue to come. So I worked 6 months without pay, and then finally the jobs were advertised. These were ad hoc, and then finally I managed to get through. Publications were a part of this because to get jobs in AIIMS RP Center, you needed to publish and you needed quite a lot of publications. So I think that came from there. And that is how the publication journey started. I'm putting these pictures here because they have influenced my life. Professor Panda, who was my chief guide. My first international trip, my first paper, which published, did because of her. Because sometimes you don't know what to do, and when they just tell you, we are going here and we, submitted here. Professor Asik Vajpayee, who again, I think he is my mentor in the sense that all my surgical skills and all my research publications, the credit goes to him. And Professor V.K. Dada, who helped in a time when I had no job. And Dr. John Dart. After becoming assistant professor here, I then became associate professor, and then I got a fellowship. And I didn't want to go at that time because my daughter was in class 5 at that time. But then Dr. Vajpayee said that fellowship is something which you should do from abroad because it gives you a different perspective, a different confidence, and it's only for 6 months. So I did go, and my family at that time was very supportive. They said that, you were there with us when you were training, and we would just think that when you were in school, and we would think that, it is 6 months more. So my parents took care of my child, and of course my husband is very supportive, who's actually said no, never said no to anything, to whatever I wanted to do, because he knows that I will be more upset if I didn't do what I wanted to do, so he just lets it be. So I think that is a huge support. Dr. John Dart from Moorfields, who completely changed the way I looked at ophthalmology, cornea and ocular surface, and he fought against the European Union there because at that time there was a resistance that Indians will not be allowed into Europe for fellowship. And he actually wrote letters, and it is something which we have to learn how, people promote merit, which sometimes doesn't happen in India. I did have publications and I did have papers, and Dr. Mohan Rajan is sitting here. I remember very well when I first met him for the first time, he said, "Oh, that's you, Namrata, but today there is a phase to your name." And I didn't know who Namrata is, but now I see that this is the face. Because for 9 years I did not travel. It may sound a little weird to all of you. I did not travel nationally or internationally for 9 years. And that was because we were busy doing research in RP Center. And then I realized that for whatever work you do, it is important to present also. And that is when I started traveling. At that time, we didn't even used to get a talk. We used to make talk for our seniors, and if they didn't go, and sometimes you were told, okay, I'm not going today, you go and present. We used to feel so elated that we were being used like a stepney, but it doesn't matter. We just thought we got some podium there, some opportunity there to present, even if it is in the name of somebody else. This was the picture I always put because the young ophthalmologist, this is the program which was done by Narayan Netrale, and they called me over there to honor, and at this time I realized that, I had done something worthwhile, and I actually wanted to give it back to whatever I had learned, both in terms of my clinical research, surgical skills, etc. So then came the stint with All India Ophthalmological Society, and this is of course I think it is the BOA program from Dr. In Mumbai, and then you have to have role models, and I'm so happy that my role model as far as the leadership is concerned just walked in here, Dr. Lalit Verma. So thank you, sir, for guiding me all the way. I know he may or may not want it, but fortunately or unfortunately, I was the secretary when he was the president in Delhi Ophthalmological Society, and I was also the secretary when he was president in All India Ophthalmological Society, and then we did APO together. So thank you so much, sir, for always being there, and I think I have learned a lot from him as far as this part is concerned. He's a retina specialist, but this is something which comes out of experience, and the work, administrative work in the society, etc., is something which is a different ballgame. My first president is again sitting here, Dr. Santhan Gopal. So I have had numerous presidents, almost 4 in DOS, 6 in AIOS, and now 2 more as chairman scientific committee. So I think I've had the maximum experience of handling human behavior. And of course, this is my last slide. I want to put, I don't put my family picture, But I'm putting it, and I do put in WAS sessions because my sister complains at home that she never, acknowledges you. So here I am acknowledging my husband, who's been extremely supportive throughout. We've literally grown together because I got married in internship only, and all this would not have happened if he had not supported. And my entire family, of course, my sisters, my parents, my father is not there, but all of us are together. So thank you very much for your kind attention.
Ma'am, thank you for giving us a glimpse into your, into your life, especially for a person as reticent as you. But I just have one question, ma'am. Somehow or the other, the entire walk seemed like a cakewalk. Was that really a cakewalk, ma'am? Did you become the Namrata Sharma so easily, ma'am? Everything was like smooth.
So I think there are two things which are very important. One is the consistency. The second thing is the hard work.
I also have
and
one
thing
question.
is there that whenever whenever I fail in something, I just put it back and then, find an alternative
I
way.
want to ask you one question, a very personal question. As you said, you're one of 3 sisters. In an age where, the beta complex or the beta syndrome was still there, how many times have you overheard people telling your parents कि सिर्फ बेटी है, बेटा नहीं है?
No, that was almost, almost always. And I think that was also the sentiment why my parents wanted that, all 3 of us should do well.
Going to the audience, Kavita, tell me something. Again, before anyone accuses me of gender bias, because this is, Namrata Sharma has reached somewhere and she's one of the, she's a role model for all women. So Kavita, I'm coming to you. Have you ever encountered this attitude where you've not achieved something and it's like, oh, she's a woman, she can't do it. And then you've achieved something and it is, oh, she's a woman. So, have you, any of you, Dr. Tinku Bali, Kavita, any one of you ever had this encounter? Honestly.
See, you're coming to the gender bias. I'm just against it. It's not on. I don't feel like that. The way you are, because
I'm asking you, have you ever encountered it?
Yeah,
Never encountered it.
I am just telling what I feel. We have started a WAS session, right? WAS you have started as women's. Why do you want to get segregated? Why? God has made 2 things. Why do you want separate? Why? For what? I don't appreciate it. I was the first person there. When it didn't start, it was the first session I was there, but I'm not an active member in that. Why? Because that is something which is not made by God.
Dr. Tinku Bali, you think that by creating separate sessions for women or separate conferences or separate society for women, you are creating a divide? It is us women who are putting us at this thing. Dr. Mohan Rajan, are you ready? I'm just occupying the time. Do you think it puts us at a disadvantage? I know I'm putting you in a spot, but let's hear it.
Yeah, I think the idea behind starting this was to give a platform to women to come and present.
But why do you think we need a platform? We're all doctors.
I know. So that was the reason that they came out with. But again, I think our society has more women members than men, I think. And ophthalmology is a buzzword. So even I feel we do not need a separate women's society in ophthalmology. Because women are the majority in ophthalmology. We don't need a separate society at the present time. In the present time, maybe a few years ago when women were a bit reticent.
See, it's not about whether you need a society or you don't. I mean, society is there or society is not there. Society is just a name. It is about issues. I think that is more important. And I'm not saying, I mean, of course, now things have changed. When I joined, there were only 2 boys in my group of 12. Now the numbers are reversed. It is only about opportunities. And I think that is something that should be there equally for all. I'm not saying there should be more for men, more for women. We are good followers, very good followers, but we should be great leaders also. So I think if you see at the helm of the affairs, it is changing and it will change. And I'm not even saying it needs to change, because excellence doesn't have a gender, attitude doesn't have a gender. So that way you don't need to have a gender. But then the opportunity should be similar, and it is nothing to do with men. It is only that as women, maybe there are more women who are hesitant to come into leadership roles or to project themselves. They may be excelling. It is about projection. And all said and done, this world is of projection today, whether you like it or not. So whatever you do, like I said, I did so much of, I had almost 300 publications, but I did not travel anywhere. So, but then that's also required, because wherever you don't go, your work goes. So I think it is a unison of everything, you know, which has to be propelled.
I'll just end that on that note that at the last midterm conference, while Dr. Namrata Sharma was also on stage and Dr. Mohita Sharma was sitting beside her and the live surgery was going on, Dr. Mohita Sharma pointed out that we had 35 live surgeries, out of which 33 were male surgeons and 2 were female surgeons. Of course, I agree there is no gender bias. I just would say that male surgeons are better surgeons than female surgeons. That is why we had 33 surgeons and only females.
I object.
Anyway.
I object. Just
now
just
listen.
answer.
Next.
Doyle, I
Next.
will not agree. See, when
we
my-
are
my
going on to the
professor-
next topic, otherwise we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
get thrown
my
out.
professor used to
Kavita,
say-
learn
Namrata,
something
I wanted
about
to
me.
stay back.
I love pinching people. Okay, so let's stop on that. Okay, now we are going on to the next topic, and you know how this topic came about? Sometime back, I saw a picture of someone, a very dear friend of mine called Anurag Mishra, who is the grumpiest person in the entire AIOS. He never smiles.
Namrata,
And
why
then
to
I
stay
saw
back?
this picture of his.
I'm coming there. I also have to be there.
I saw this picture of his where he was laughing uproariously. He was in a crowd and he was laughing. So I was very shocked because Anurag never smiles. And I can vouch for that. So I called him up. I said, what are you laughing about like that? I've never seen you laughing like a jackass and I've never even seen you smile. And he gave me just one word answer. He said, Dr. Mohan Rajan. So I knew what he was laughing about. So if someone's laughing, you know, without any reason, you know it's Dr. Mohan Rajan is somewhere in the vicinity, which is why his topic is that humor is very essential for a surgeon. And please, sir, at least be the one who does not digress from the topic.
Absolutely.
Please make us laugh at the end of
Absolutely. Okay, thank you very much, Doyle. Before I start the talk, I want Doyle to come here for a minute. Don't start the timer, please. Mujhe maaf kar do.
Oh my God.
The reason why, because we got delayed. So I want, because she has taken so much of efforts, what is important is laughter and humor buries your ego. Very important. I don't have any ego. I am an open book. Everybody knows Mohan Rajan. In fact, laughter and humor made me win this AOS elections. I think you should all give a big round of applause for that. The laughter is something which is very, very important in your life, for everything. Because if you keep on laughing and if you are cutting jokes, what is going to happen? You will not get hypertension, you will not get diabetes, no cancer also, no nothing. No, because it increases the serotonin, which is the happy hormones in your life. Laugh to live, live to laugh. That's very important. So let's see, these are all the various things. OPL became very popular. 2007 we started the OPL, me and Amar. Why it became popular? Because of laughter, because you are combining science with fun. If you give only science, it's only 30% assimilation. But if you combine the science with fun, 80% of assimilation is there. And that's the reason why I'm telling you, the laughter makes you a much better person. The laughter de-stresses you, de-stresses the people around you. Very important. It makes your life very, very important, especially you're not doing surgery, tough surgery or any surgery for that matter, in your operation theatre. It's the laughter and humor which keeps everybody. Otherwise, the assistant, your theatre staff, everybody will get de-stressed, stressed as well. And this is very, very important. So the Ophthalmic Premier League, everybody knows about it. And I'm known for Ophthalmic Premier League. And one of the main reasons why I won the Ophthalmic Premier League, 89 out of 98 is strike rate of almost 90%. The reason why, because it is because of laughter. I combined the science with the fun. Everybody agrees with me on that? Yes, it's very important for you to understand this ball game. So initially it was there and it's world record. Just to show you how this life change has occurred, okay, with Sujata, and how the wife change has occurred with Deepika. Just laughter, okay. Just keep yourself humorous on this. See the various OPLs I have won. I'm going to show you some quick examples of my OPL win, which is combined. This is ophthalmic humor for you guys, which even now people just outside this hall, Partha Biswas knows about 1 hour back. Myself, Partha Biswas, Santosh Anavar, Prashant Bankule, Piyush Bansal, and who are the other people were there. We had a laughter. Chitra was there. We had a laughter riot. Right in front of the hall B, we had a laughter riot. So what happens is, laughter is not only a great de-stressor, but also a great equalizer. Everybody feels equal. Everybody feels equal in laughter. The laughter and the humor makes everybody equal. And there is no this thing that you are big, I am small, and it's not like that at all. And laughter makes that equality, which is very, very important. So let's see this. Some ophthalmic humor for you. This IOL crack, 25th OPL win I won. MI 60 lens, only half the lens came. The reason why the patient paid the money in installments. Okay? Yeah. Again, you can see another patient, preloaded donut IOL. You can see here, I was doing a preloaded lens, and there is a big hole in the center of the lens, the optic. Okay? My PG asked me, what is this new type of IOL you're seeing through the side tube? I said, it's a very special pinhole lens through which the patient can see. Okay? You can see this, one of my optometrists came and see, sir, there's a patient with a recurrent mature cataract, sir. What is a recurrent mature cataract? It's nothing but an opacified IOL. Okay? You can see here again, the diamond knife is breaking because Sujata wanted this diamond in her ear. You can see the diamond knife breaks there, and next day I find the diamond knife in her ear. Okay? You can see here. This is again a minister coming from Africa, and he had a black cataract. My assistant puts heavy molecular weight viscoelastic on the cornea, and the lens goes inside. Not only that, the assistant also falls, and the surgeon also falls at the same time. This happened during a live surgery, and you saw how it all happened. Then we found out that the staff had pregnancy, okay, and because of that only she fell down. So the nucleus drop is a surgeon is not pregnant. Okay. Again, so the laughter makes your thing. You can see here one of my fellows, he wanted some tips of phaco. I gave him one phaco tip. You can see there. Okay, this is all the laughter which we combine with the humor in the ophthalmology. And this is the iris dance. I got the 88th OPL win, and patient on tamsulosin or Urimax for that matter. This is called the iris dance, we call it. So the laughter is actually makes you positive thinking. The positive thinking enables you to do much better. The movement becomes a dance, the sound becomes a music, and the smile becomes a laughter, and the mind becomes a meditation, and the life becomes a celebration for all of you. So laugh to live to laugh. And so, my dear friends, go ahead and dream your dream and keep laughing. Be positive, think big, dream big, laugh big. You will achieve your goal one day. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you, Doyle, for...
Can I have all the speakers in front, please?
Yes.
Our sponsors have a little token of appreciation for, more than anything for putting up with my hammering all these days. So please come ahead. Namrata ma'am, Chitra ma'am, where's Srinivas?
Yeah.
Srinivas, where are you? I think he got frightened. He actually thought we were going to sell him naked, so he ran away. But the other 4 speakers are here, and this gift, this token of appreciation is being sponsored by Zivira. So to all my speakers, thank you so much. Having said that, you did digress from all of it, but So thank you once again, and that brings us to the end of Walk the Talk. So now Kavita is going to give us a talk.
Yeah, I'm just congratulating you for a new thing. Thank you.